How's it going, everyone? Welcome and thank you for stopping in. Today I have a first impressions and we're going to dive into the overview of this little guy you see here before me. This is the Damned Designs Djinn. This is the original Djinn, one of the older models of Damned Designs. Before we hop into this guy, if you like knife content, EDC content, you are in the right spot. Hit that subscribe button down below. I'd love to have you here. Give the video a thumbs up and leave me a comment down below. Anything that you would like, I love hearing from you guys. Now we can get right into this guy. Like I said, this is one of Damned Designs' older models. This bad boy has a drop point blade. It is a satin finish with a D2 steel blade. So you can tell right there that this was before he switched to 14C 28N. You have a top flipper for the main means of deployment. You have a pill-shaped hole there. I think that's more for aesthetics. It can be used, but it's not the easiest thing, especially for the thumb flick. If you really dig in for the reverse flick, it can be done, but I would say the main means of deployment is that top flipper tab. You can do the rollover because it is a liner lock. You can come over the top, no problem. Speaking of lockup and liner lock, you have about, I would say, like 40% maybe, which is good to go. Centering, dead nuts centered. So two good starting aspects there. You have red G10, been finished very well in my opinion. Very reminiscent of Kubi's G10, Civivi's G10, along the lines of those companies. Very well finished. All the edges are rounded off. You don't have anything sharp. The liners basically run flush with the G10. You have a deep carry rollover steel clip. It is non-reversible, so this will be tip up right hand carry only. You have a lanyard loop, as you can see there. It is open construction. You have two posts in the back. Your hardware is going to be T8 for the pivot and T6 on the body screws and pocket screws, which I think in newer models has been updated. You do have good pass through to that liner and it has been jimped, so it makes it even easier to get in there and unlock the knife. Aesthetics, I think it's good to go. It looks good. It's going to be a good little fifth pocket knife. You have a little bit of sharpening life there. The plunge grind ends back here. So you're going to have a decent amount of sharpening life in this guy. You have this harpoonish look here. So you have this divot here with some jimping, which is going to be a nice spot to lock your thumb in, and it really does. I can get like 2.5 on this guy, and with the lanyard, that just adds a little bit more control, so to speak. But even without that, you have a nice little utility folder here, and that's pretty much what this is meant to be. A fifth pocket knife that you are going to use for basic routine cuts, and I think this is going to do just fine at that. So we got all that out of the way. Let's get some specs in on this guy. You're going to have 1 3/4 or just shy of 1 3/4 of cutting edge, just shy of 2 inches of total, and you're coming in right around 4 7/8 on your overall length, 4 15/16 to the edge of that pocket clip there, because it is ultra deep carry. So most of the knife, if not all of the knife, should be hidden when it is in your pocket. Let's go ahead and do some size comparisons quick, just a few. This is small. You have the CJ RB Pyrite here. You have the Sharp by Design Mini Evo, which are both on the smaller side of knives, and you know, they tower over this. So you can just see right there how small this actually is. Here we'll do some fun stuff. Here is a Zippo lighter, standard Zippo. You can see it's really not much bigger than that. Here is a standard Bic lighter, and you know, it's the handle. There's tip or back to back. So with a standard Zippo or standard Bic, so it's not a big knife by any means. It is on average, I would say, as far as the thickness. We'll go ahead and get the calipers out and check all of this. If we can get off the pocket clip. So you're coming in about 0.515, which is definitely average there. Let's get a blade stock. So you're coming in around like 100. Well, it's like 100 thousandths, we'll call it. And behind the edge, it is going around 21. So I would venture a guess it's probably around 20 thousandths or so. These calipers, you know, they're decent, but I don't know that they are that precise. I think they're, you know, pretty good, but I think it would probably be a better guess around 20 thousandths. As I said when we were going over the knife, it is a top flipper, and I think that's the main way this is supposed to be actuated, and it works very well, very intuitive. The action is good, nice and snappy. It's got a lighter blade, so it's not going to drop shut, guys. You can get it to go down to your thumb and give it a couple little gravitational pushes, and it will go closed. So it's got good action, good opening methods. I never handled this knife before. It is a loaner from Issuing Stitches. Bobby over there, awesome dude. Shout out to you, brother. But I like it, you know, for what it is. It does have no lefty capabilities, so you're going to be stuck with right hand carry, tip up. The lockup we already went over. There is no blade play side to side, no blade play up or down. There is no detent lash. There's no movement in there at all, which is a very good sign. So we have a centered blade, no lockup issues, no pivot or detent issues, and this is a budget knife, guys. There are expensive knives that come brand new with more issues than this guy has, which is none at this point. Let's get a weight on this guy here. Get our little scale out. That lanyard and bead is not going to weigh much of anything. So you have 2.75. I'm willing to say that we'll give it the benefit of the doubt. I bet it weighs 2.5 without the lanyard. That lanyard does not weigh that much at all. Let's go ahead and do a little cut test. I don't know how much Bobby has used this guy. And I don't think this is really meant to be like a slicing razor, guys. This is going to be more of a kind of get the job done, you know, have a good working edge. And it has a pretty good slicing edge. I mean, it's pretty thin behind the edge. It could use a small touch-up, but nothing that, you know, and it's been used and carried. Obviously, you can see there with the lanyard, Bobby has carried it and probably used it some. I have used it a little bit. So, you know, the edge probably came pretty sharp. I'm pretty sure Kubi is the OEM for these Damned Design knives. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure Kubi is the OEM for these guys. And in my experience, Kubi is 100% good to go. I own at least 20 of Kubi's own knives, plus I have several of their OEM projects. They do a phenomenal job, and this one is no exception. They do have an upgraded version of this. Same knife coming in 14C 28N. They might even have another steel at this point. And I'm pretty sure they do G10 and maybe, I don't know if they're doing micarta, but they definitely offer a couple other G10 versions. So if you're looking for a little kind of workhorse utility fifth pocket knife with a little bit of flair, you know, a little bit of different opening methods, you know, or you're looking to get into a front flipper that works very well and is very intuitive, this one will step up to the plate and do a very good job, in my opinion. That is the Damned Designs Original Djinn. If you are still here, thank you. I love you. If you're still here and you are not subscribed, hit that subscribe button under the video. You give me a thumbs up. Leave a comment down below. Otherwise, guys, I will catch you on the next one.